Imagine spending your entire life locked in a cage of 4 cold walls, no love, no touch, just enough food to survive, but never enough to live. Every day I come to him, every day his eyes follow me, silent, pleading. He doesn't know kindness, he only knows hunger, loneliness, the kind that turns a soul to stone. He was never meant to be a guard dog, he was never meant to live like this. I won't be here forever, and when I leave, he will stay behind, forgotten, unless we do something. Help me save him. Help me giving him the life he has never known, before it's too late. This is Bray, and when I first saw him, he was barking like he was dying behind 4 walls, for apparently a very long time. People show you the version of Spain, the beauty, the freedom, the sunset, the alternative life in the mountain. But what they don't show you is what hides behind the walls. We arrived here to dog sit just a few days, just to explore, to see if the cave lives could be our next chapter. I didn't come here to start a rescue, I didn't come here to fight anyone, I came for a simple visit. But next door was a dog no one was looking at. Neglected, alone, living in a reality that still exists in part of Spain. And in many countries, where animals are property, where poverty and survival blur responsibility, and where suffering can become invisible. And that's when this stopped being a trip and became a mission. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. So here is the cave house. Okay, we restart. Hello, good morning everybody. This is the cave house experience. We just arrived and we're gonna show you what it is about to live in a cave house just next to Alhambra in Spain. So let me put you in the situation quick. Okay, so we are not just here to enjoy the cave house. We are also here to show you. Here is La Alhambra, just right to that cave house, and this is Old Granada. And the other angle I'm gonna show you is from the house, and this is where we are here. So we are supposed to rescue one dog that is isolated into 4 walls and left because the community that lives there took over the caves and they use and breed and they are selling dogs, and we are here for that. So basically I will show you around not only the beauty and the experience of a cave house, but also the disaster of what happened just next to what was supposed to be one of the most gorgeous place in Granada and one of the most historical place in Spain. So, and nobody cares. So guys, I promise you a cave house experience, so get ready. This is a cave house. Hello, little boy. Hello, big boy. Hello, the Max. Hello, everybody. That's the outdoor and the neighborhood. So, this is it. And let me show you, hello King, the inside. So here you enter. Of course there is a lot of protection, I will explain later. There is sausage as well. Hello, welcome. And that's, sorry for the mess, there is a lot of our stuff, we just arrived. And that's the living room. So I'm gonna show you, well, you have the kitchen. That's the only door. And the window. Obviously you are into a cave, so the light will be slightly different than other houses. Here you enter the king room, which is the dog bedroom, as you can see. That's what's gonna be our bedroom. Moroccan experience. So that's the fly's house, and yeah, some cool little things hanging around. Hello. Then you enter the other room, which could be a bedroom, but I think it's just, changing room. wardrobe and everything.
Where is Rafa?
That's Rafa on the front of you. He's not Zach. Still don't recognize his kids. Still don't recognize his
I say Zach. And he look at me.
And that's the bedroom with the solar panel. And he look at you, of course, because you have food. Do you think he wants his brother eating the food? No, of course not. And that's the bathroom with a little outdoor shining light, high pressure shower. Ooh! And hot water. Because you have water. No. Allez, vamos. And that's it for every angle, and this is the cave house. So there is quite a bit of space though. That's the extraction. Plants survive, not all the plants. Animal in a frame survive. And I bring you back to the outdoor. And this is where started the disaster. In one of the most beautiful places, you get monkeys. And this is the one that is hauled in to 4 walls. And now I'm gonna tell you the story of that dog, because this is why we are here. I'll see you in a bit. After 6 years living on the road and one unforgettable year with my 2 rescue Malinois boys, something happened that changed everything. This story begins when I started looking for a place for my boys to grow older after a year in my van on the road, and it ends in a cave house in Granada. And what happened in between was something everyone say was impossible. I was never made for a 9 to 5, never made for the matrix, the normality, the boxes, the bills, the 4 walls. I've always believed that happiness is freedom, not owning things, that life is about living, not performing. And for 6 years I lived in my van across Europe. It wasn't homelessness, it was choosing to be free, choosing a life where dogs, nature and meaning come first. And then last year everything changed. After finding 8 newborn puppies thrown on the side of the road and weaned them until we found good adoption families for each of them, I adopted 2, my boys. And from that moment, life wasn't just about freedom anymore. It became a mission. Rescue, protect, advocate, give a voice to the voiceless. You know, sometimes life takes you somewhere you never expected. And somehow it still feels like the place you were meant to be. And one day, scrolling online, I saw this cave house in the mountain above Granada, right next to the Alhambra. Something inside me said, go see it, so I did. The mountains were magical, the land was wild, the lifestyle was beautifully alternative. It checked all the boxes, but there was also something unexpected. A dog next door. A dog living outside, alone, behind walls, neglected, unseen. We stayed a few days to dog sit the amazing owner dogs, also rescued, while trying the cave life. And every day I spent there, I grew more angry, more sad, more determined. Because there was a part nobody tells you about. These caves were originally taken over by a community that was pushed out and isolated generations ago. And like everywhere in the world where people are boxed into survival with no support, chaos grows. And here is the same energy. I'm surrounded by people battling addiction, poverty, and the kind of daily survival that leaves no room for communication or trust. Not good, not bad, just reality. And this reality is exactly why rescuing the black dog wasn't as simple as it seems. Because when communities survive by trading, breeding, selling, even stealing dogs, nothing is clear. Communication becomes nearly impossible, and you find yourself in the middle of a story where saving one dog can start a conflict you never wanted. And this is exactly where the story of the impossible started. We contacted the authorities, organization, politician, anyone with a voice. Most didn't answer. Others said, "It's impossible, you will never get that dog out." Neighbors repeated, "Forget it, it's impossible, he belonged to the Grenada biggest cartel. Nothing good ever happens for those furry creatures." But something in me refused to accept that word. Because what is impossible for others may be exactly what I was born to do. Another day, still here, still in the same place. Still waiting. I'm gonna start to feed him. At least do that for now, throwing it. I'm gonna be discreet because if anyone sees I'm feeding that dog, I might be in trouble. And look at this one. This one is well nourished. So I'm not gonna necessarily film it because all those caves here, all those caves are the same family. So you don't want to be, in trouble right now. We still have 10 days here where we can just try to do something. Those people are just so fucked. I think he starts understanding that it comes from here. Because I want him to understand that we are here to help him. So it's 3:30 and the dog is exactly at the same place.
No food.
No food, nothing since this morning. He's not barking as usual because of exhaustion of barking, and this is the situation he's still in since this morning, since yesterday, since a year that he's here. Seprona has been called and warned, nothing has been done, and we need your help. We need a lot of help because we need to get that dog out. I will get you out of here, I promise. I promise.
After 3 he could come.
Still in the same place. Still. No food. Nobody cares. Same place, same dog. Another day. To round 2 to feed the dogs because obviously nobody is feeding it. Since this morning I look around because people now are out a little bit, Yeah. Just still in the same place with -4, -5 I think it was last night. Froze everywhere. Now the sun is back and it hasn't moved, hasn't been protected in any ways, any shelters. Still wondering if it has been fed. Anyway, that's the situation and we are on day 4. What's that? Zach? What is that? What is that? Eh, Pablo? So we just discovered this morning that all the contact we did didn't just serve to nothing. We actually have a place for that dog somewhere. So we are just checking. He's answering the message. Where is it? Where it could be? In a refuge?
In Granada.
In Granada, in a rescue center?
Yeah.
So it would be in a rescue center. Now the trick is to take the dog, obviously, which is still a challenge, but we at least we know where to place him and give him a second chance of having a good life and the opportunity of being adopted. And this is a very good day. So still a challenge ahead, but a very good day. Finally, we had that good news. A rescue center agreed to take Bray. And that's never something you take for granted. Most shelters are overwhelmed, overcrowded, running on heart, not resources. When we arrived, the police had just dropped off 5 galgos. No warnings, no choice. Their owner was in court, and so the shelter had to take them. And at that same time, the police were filing a complaint against the rescue itself because neighbors were complaining about the noise. This is the paradox. You save the dogs and you get punished for the barking. People who open the rescue center do it from pure willpower and love, but what they face is often disillusion. Too many dogs, too little support, too much pressure. Still, these guys were doing it right. Clean place, structure, care. We left that day relieved, believing Bray had found a safe place. A few weeks later, we learned the shelter had closed, gone, like so many others. Because how do you survive like that? No funding, constant pressure, endless arrival. And that's the reality behind rescue work, not just saving dogs, but fighting a system that makes saving them almost impossible. I'm gonna try to feed the dog for at least once today, because he's barking, as you can hear. So he's I think he's still quiet around, and we can still feed him discreetly. Hey, no, it's not for you. Each time I try to feed the other dog, there is one of my dogs that follows me. No. You're a prick. You're a prick. Stop it. No. While they're partying, I'm throwing a sausage. Take care, buddy. Take care. It's empty. Another day in the quiet caves. Another day with nobody awake. But still that little boy. Ritual. Good morning, everybody. Some morning ritual here, and just to show you how, again, quiet it is in the cave and how nothing has changed. Next door is still here. He's gonna have his sausage. Ciao. Good boy. Good boy. C'est bien, mon bébé. C'est bien, mon bébé. Stop following me. You know there is a doggy next to us? And that doggy, he's very hungry. He's very hungry. So I will take you soon. Dog sitting time was over. It was time for me to leave the cave, but my heart stayed behind. And all summer the thought haunted me. He's still there. I had to go back. Sometimes you have unexpected feelings, and somehow it still feels like the right things to be following. And when you meet a dog like that, a dog who looks at you like he's been waiting for you his whole life, you don't walk away, you try. You do everything you can, even if you don't know how the story will end. And that's why I took what will change everything. I picked up my phone, called the owner, and I bought the cave house to save the dog. Not a normal house, not a normal life, but the life that aligns with who I am. Freedom, nature, and a place where dogs can heal. I still didn't know how I will get him out of his four walls, but I could feel the presence of something or someone bigger behind my decision, and I wasn't wrong. And this part of the story is when the impossible became possible. When I came back, the black dog was dying, skin and bones, no energy, a lifetime of stress. And all of a sudden, my anger disappeared and my vision changed. If no official form of authorities or organization can really help me to get that dog out, I will go and get him with a weapon that I rarely use in my life. It's called humility and compassion. It was a lot of people around that cave, and as crazy as it sounded, I used the opportunity to tell them, "The dog is dying. How can I help you to save him?" And in that way I said God had a plan. They said to me, "Take him, he will be better with you." Probably because the dog became more of a burden than a source of income because of his situation. Maybe it's the impossible story that only you can do. Maybe. Surely the why wasn't very important at that exact moment. At that moment, the priority was to save him. We took him in, we took him to the vet. He had anemia, infection, everything. We treated him, we fed him, we gave him warmth, softness, and safety. He stopped barking, he stopped pacing. He slept inside, on a bed, maybe for the first time in his life. And little by little, he came back to life. And now, after 2 months together, now he walks with us every day. He looks for us with his eyes. He follows love like a shadow. After months of fighting for him, the impossible became real. And now he is ready for adoption. He deserves the best last years of his life. A gentle home. Someone kind, someone who sees him the way I saw him. Not impossible, not broken, but waiting.